What if the real reason the body feels weaker with age is not because it is failing, but because it has been waiting quietly for permission to move again? Science tells us that the human body does not require force to heal, only consistency and respect. Even from a chair, gentle movement can awaken muscles, calm the nervous system, and remind the brain that balance and strength are still possible. In these small, deliberate motions, the body remembers something essential: that aging is not the end of movement, but an invitation to move differently, with intelligence, patience, and care. Imagine this for a moment. Strength is not something that vanishes suddenly with age, but rather something that quietly diminishes when the body is no longer invited to participate in its own life. Each day of stillness sends subtle signals to muscles and nerves, teaching them that they are no longer needed, and slowly, coordination, balance, and power begin to fade. The human body is an intricate system designed to move frequently, to stretch, bend, and engage even in small, deliberate ways. Scientific studies increasingly reveal that short bouts of low-intensity activity, as brief as 10 to 15 minutes, can reawaken dormant pathways in both muscles and the nervous system. Chair exercises, often underestimated, honor this fundamental biology by offering a safe environment where movement is encouraged without risk or strain. They acknowledge the reality of aging joints and weaker bones, yet they remind the mind and body that physical engagement is still possible and still necessary. Each lift of an arm, each extension of a leg, even the smallest rotation of the torso is a message sent to the body's intricate network of muscles, tendons, and neurons that it has not been abandoned, that it is still capable of action. This type of movement is not merely about exercise in the conventional sense. It is about communication, a conversation between mind, body, and gravity. Even when seated, the body learns to recruit its fibers, maintain posture, and sustain balance. What might seem like a modest home routine is, in fact, a profound act of biological encouragement. The nervous system begins to recalibrate, sensory input sharpens, and muscles that had grown quiet begin to hum again with potential. In this way, 10 to 15 minutes is far from a compromise. It becomes a powerful signal that life is still being enacted through the body, and that strength, patience, and awareness can coexist within a gentle rhythm of motion. When you move from a chair, you are doing far more than simply lifting your limbs. You are retraining the brain and reigniting the intricate communication between neurons and muscles that governs every motion. Neurophysiology has shown that slow, controlled movements create increased sensory feedback, sharpening proprioception, which is the body's innate sense of where it exists in space. For seniors, this is transformative because a decline in proprioception often contributes to imbalance and the fear of falling long before actual weakness sets in. Every deliberate arm raise or leg extension sends signals along motor neurons, strengthening the pathways that allow for fluid coordination even when the body has grown quieter over time. The brain, in essence, is being reminded that movement is safe, possible, and purposeful. This recalibration is subtle but profound. As the nervous system receives consistent input from gentle exercises, it learns to anticipate, correct, and harmonize movements more effectively. Chair exercises create a sanctuary where this retraining can occur without the pressure or risk that more strenuous activity might present. They allow for careful observation of how the body responds to each motion, fostering a mindful engagement that strengthens not only muscles but the connection between mind and body. Repetition, even at low intensity, reinforces confidence, diminishes hesitation, and gradually reduces the psychological barrier that often makes seniors reluctant to move. Over time, what begins as a simple seated routine becomes an elegant dialogue between cognition and musculature, where awareness leads to subtle adjustments, small improvements, and a quiet rebuilding of functional strength. In this process, each movement is a conversation, each gesture a reminder to the nervous system that coordination and balance are not lost but merely waiting to be awakened, nurtured, and trusted once again. Muscle tissue responds not only to effort but to intention, and even the gentlest movements, when performed with awareness, can spark profound biological responses. After the age of 60, the body's natural tendency to lose muscle mass, known as sarcopenia, accelerates significantly, yet research shows that inactivity, rather than aging itself, is the primary driver. Each deliberate motion, even from a seated position, stimulates fibers to contract, signaling the body to maintain protein synthesis and preserve muscular structure. Chair exercises, though seemingly simple, target slow-twitch muscle fibers, the very fibers that support posture, endurance, and daily functionality. These fibers are often neglected because they are not engaged in rapid, high-intensity movements, yet they form the foundation of independence, enabling standing, walking, and navigating the physical world with confidence. By focusing on controlled repetitions, even with minimal resistance, seniors can strengthen these fibers over time, sustaining strength that directly impacts quality of life. This process is as much neurological as it is muscular because muscles and nerves work together in a continuous feedback loop. As fibers are activated, proprioceptive awareness improves, the body recalibrates its balance, and movements that once seemed difficult become more fluid and natural. Moreover, gentle muscle engagement increases circulation within the tissue, nourishing cells with oxygen and nutrients, which further supports their maintenance and resilience. Over weeks and months, these modest exercises yield a cumulative effect, gradually reversing the quiet atrophy that accompanies prolonged inactivity. The focus shifts from achieving extraordinary feats to cultivating consistent, intentional movement, recognizing that each lift of the leg or extension of the arm is both a preservation of function and an assertion of agency over one's own body. In this sense, the chair becomes more than a tool for support. It becomes a medium through which strength is maintained, awareness is sharpened, and the body's potential is quietly nurtured. There is a dimension of gentle movement that is often overlooked, yet it is vital as muscle strength or flexibility, circulation, and cellular nourishment. Even the simplest chair exercises set in motion a cascade of physiological benefits that ripple through the entire body. Rhythmic, deliberate movement encourages blood to flow more efficiently, delivering oxygen and essential nutrients to muscles, joints, and organs that may have experienced diminished circulation over years of sedentary habits. This is particularly important for seniors whose cardiovascular systems may not respond as rapidly to intense exertion, making gentle, sustained activity an ideal means of supporting the heart while still reaping the benefits of enhanced perfusion. Increased blood flow lubricates joints, reduces stiffness, and improves tissue elasticity, all of which contribute to more comfortable and confident mobility. Beyond the muscles and joints, circulation affects the brain as well. Subtle increases in cerebral blood flow stimulate cognitive function, supporting memory, attention, and even mood regulation, reminding us that movement is not only physical, but also deeply mental. This connection between gentle exercise and systemic health reflects the body's remarkable capacity for adaptation. Even small, repeated motions can signal cells to repair, strengthen, and maintain themselves. Chair exercises harness this principle by creating a rhythm that is both safe and sustainable, avoiding the stress that often accompanies high-intensity routines, yet still producing meaningful physiological effects. The beauty of this approach lies in its accessibility and subtlety. There is no need for strain or competition. Every motion serves as a gentle encouragement for the body to nourish itself. Through consistent practice, circulation improves, tissues regain vitality, and the body experiences a quiet reinforcement of its own resilience. This makes the simple act of moving while seated a profoundly restorative practice that works in harmony with the body's natural processes. There is a profound, often unnoticed transformation that occurs when seniors engage in daily, gentle movement, the psychological shift that accompanies physical activity. Even brief, manageable chair exercises have the power to influence hormones, reducing stress levels while increasing the release of mood-regulating neurotransmitters such as serotonin and dopamine. This biochemical response tells the body that it is safe, that it is capable, and that it can continue to engage with life without fear. Over time, this sense of safety and competence reshapes behavior, encouraging consistency and the development of positive habits rather than avoidance or exhaustion. When the body learns that movement is not threatening but restorative, the mind begins to trust its own capacity, gradually replacing hesitation with confidence. Each small repetition, each controlled lift of an arm or extension of a leg, becomes a quiet affirmation that the body remains capable and responsive. This mental reinforcement is deeply intertwined with physical adaptation. As the mind grows more confident, the body relaxes, allowing muscles to engage more fully and balance to improve without conscious struggle. The psychological benefit extends beyond mood or motivation, influencing resilience, patience, and the willingness to attempt new movements. Chair exercises, by design, provide a safe and contained environment where seniors can experience success repeatedly, creating a positive feedback loop in which mind and body mutually support one another. Over days, weeks, and months, this practice transforms simple exercises into acts of trust, patience, and self-respect. It is through this quiet interplay of physiological response and psychological reassurance that true strength begins to return, not as a dramatic surge, but as a consistent, reliable presence that grows steadily with each gentle motion. The work of rebuilding strength thus becomes an ongoing dialogue between mind and body, rooted in awareness, intention, and the nurturing of self-belief.